Local spring was trying to get settled, get in, and teach your concepts. But there's so many people in our organization that touch our program. There are a lot of people that aren't coaches that work at IU that spend more time with my players than I do, whether it be academic support, whether it be medical treatment or rehab, strength coaches, equipment guys. I mean, Mitch sees our guys. Their days I don't maybe see a guy because of the workouts. I just went through a 2-month period where I could not be around them other than casually passing. And so our equipment guys are around, the managers. And as you go through that, first spring getting settled and teaching plays, as we got into the fall, I felt there was a lot of people working for us that didn't understand how I wanted things done. Not that I cared how a shirt's folded or how we tape an ankle, but the philosophy and the vision of what we're trying to build. And I thought I spent way too much time in the fall still trying to organize our organization, our program. This spring, we've done, I think, a strong job, a strong emphasis on trying to teach leadership and team building. We've also looked at our infrastructure of how it's organized to free my time to get back into a film room and to watch football and to coach football. And because in my time, and our team wasn't good, and we can talk about transition or players or connecting with players, but I know for a fact that in a football setting, last year was as poor a coaching job as I have done since maybe I was starting out as a rookie, for sure, GA, young coach, learning what to do. So, because again, we're very self-analytical and look across the board at our program, and I think you better start with yourself. And you better make sure that you are doing things at a high level before you start questioning what other people in other departments in your organization are doing. So it's more about just time management and doing some things as a leader of an organization to give me a chance to come back into the world where maybe if I have strengths, one of my stronger areas would be, which hopefully is being a solid coach, that I can coach a lot better. And hopefully, and that won't be our answer too, but hopefully I can be a more positive part of our process when it gets into execution of games and winning games. Hopefully, last year I think I was maybe as was a part of that. And I'm not saying that's why we lost. I'm just saying I don't know if I helped us get to the point where we can win. I want to ask players to play a lot better. I know I really think I can and need to do a lot better, and I believe we will.
You mentioned infrastructure. I mean, how close is it now to where you want that to be? I mean,
it's a work, and it's always things are changing all the time. But one of my things, we got such a great community, great place, and we're 250 plus by the time you throw all the video and the student interns that do that. Our team doctors, our medical staff, and all the student trainers, our managerial staff, all the student managers, the secretarial staff, the Hoosier room, and all the people. And you can say that they're just putting a burger, but there's a way you act and talk and treat people. And I want my guys to treat people a certain way. But I believe if my guys are playing Big Ten football, there's not entitlement, but there's a way they should be treated too, in a class, professional way. We're such a great town, such a great place. I felt that first year I was looking at people trying to gauge, do you work for Indiana, or are you working for Indiana football?
Right.
And are you part of Indiana football, and do you embrace Indiana football? Yeah, and like I tried to say yesterday several times, matter of fact, one of the questions someone said, Indiana's known as a basketball school. And again, I love my basketball, and got phenomenal respect for Tom and what way we're moving down there. And I didn't even bring up other sports like what track has always done and doing, or swimming and soccer. There's some other sports that we could be known as too. Maybe they get the airtime that are a couple of big sports always get. But my comment was, Indiana's a great school. It's not bad. It's a great school. And great schools deserve to be really good at a lot of things, and we should be good in that journalism or the music program. We should be good at Kelly School of Business. We should be good at a lot of things. We're a great place, and we should be good at football. And they're making a commitment to that. With that being said, going back to our organization as an employee, are you a part of our organization? Maybe I'm not truly your boss. You are working with our guys, and are you a part of our family? And we've tried to work through spring of trying to really embrace people, of embracing our vision of trying to build a winning program. Not let's get to a bowl. Not let's win certain games. Because I've never said one time we're going to win X game. I've never said a timeline, never said anything other than I expect us to start playing quality winning football. And I expect what's in place, us to play football up to parallel to what our school was. And even though we might have struggled, it's not acceptable. There's too many things in place. I'm not fighting obstacles now. The facilities we have, high school football getting better, commitment to staff, quality of coaches that are in, commitment to weight room, commitment to nutrition, commitment to player development, commitment to player welfare. There's some things in place where this program needs to take off.
Talk about leadership, and that's really been the big theme of what you've been talking about. Talking about 12 old and young players that you've targeted as leaders. Who have you targeted? Who are the players that you look to be leaders, old and young? And what have you done to build that leadership and develop that within them?
Well, we went through and just kind of divide our team into mini pods. Have players be in charge instead of saying the line coach is in charge of the linemen. Trying to have our group sit around basically a table and work group, and it's an offensive guy and a defensive guy and a specialist and a big guy and a little guy and a guy from the city and a guy from the country, and just try to have some diversity in the group. Put a guy in charge of the group and say, we do things, we're accountable to each other, and you're in charge of us. So sometimes we'll have a meeting, and we'll say, the coach might say, Michael, we're going to meet tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and make sure they're there, and tell them, you make sure the guys get there. And so it's just, and I think we started in spring. I thought we did a nice job of getting guys to police themselves in leadership in the external world of football, but not the internal. Or internal meaning when I'm in a workout and a guy's not working as hard as he can, I need you to leave me now.
Right.
We've done pretty good with old guys, making our leaders, encouraging guys and making sure guys are getting to class and guys are on time. My locker's clean, and I'm at that tutor when I'm supposed to be, and I'm doing my job. I'm physically quote punching the clock, and I'm where I'm supposed to be. But as we went through spring, it was kind of evident that coaches were still trying to maybe do a little bit more on the field leadership when the players need to get to that point. We don't really, because we're no huddle, come into a huddle, and it's always the Gipper speech from a player. But players holding each other accountable for their football performance. Not sure, but that was one of our challenges for those guys in summer, and not being at summer workouts. We did, and I'm not being selective in the 12 guys. I just put our group in our team. I thought like, hey, if we had about 80 some guys, if I had 7 guys in the group and one guy was leading, say what I actually did, I had a leader. And Dustin would be my second command. So sometimes I might say, I want you to bring this guy along. So, hey, you tell him, and now you tell the guys, we're going to work out tomorrow at this time. Or I'm going to have one of my discretionary meals where you come over to my house to eat. You tell them, you give them directions to my house. And you tell them what time we're going to be there, and we'll see you there. Instead of the coach always saying, do this, do this, this. We just put a little bit more on our kids to embrace that. Did a great job off the field, like I say, with doing my job of attendance and looking right and living right. But what needed, the next step was now let's start leading on the field. So it'd be interesting coming back and we bridge that. We don't have a lot of seniors. We had a lot of freshmen playing. So, guys like a Trey Roberson or a Shane Wynn, Bernard Taylor. We threw it. Kenny Mullen was Kenny Mullen's as good as some of the seniors, which was great to see. Not slighting those guys. He has a great presence about it. Kind of leads, and he's one of the better guys on the field leading in a positive way. Ted Bolzer was awfully strong. Chase Hooper, Mark Murphy. So we just, and again, maybe some of those are going to be the bell cow 2, 3, 4 main leaders. We're trying to develop some others. We're trying to teach them, if you're not leading, how to be a good teammate. And so if we got a group of 100, we're trying to get ballpark a quarter of that team, 20, 25 guys to be some of our subordinate leaders and help us start communicating and direct our team.
Coach, after a tough first season, what do you do to keep the confidence, keep the morale?
I think the staff's pretty upbeat, pretty positive. I mean, just in general. If there's one guy that gets a little bit direct, I'm probably the one a little bit more like, hey, that's not good enough, blah 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 blah. So I probably, come at it maybe a little more than some of the guys on our staff. I think our strength coaches are just naturally upbeat, fired up, positive, high energy crowd. So many young guys playing, and yeah, the results aren't what you want. But again, I go back. I don't know if I would repeat. Even I'd say I got to do a better job coaching. I don't know. I'm talking time commitment and organization, and being prepared and doing a more thorough job. I don't know if we wasted days on how we do it. And so we established how we're going to do business, what's our process, how we work, and those guys have bought into it. The seniors that are here have been awesome. And matter of fact, of all the guys, Will Maddie might be the best of being a guy that will get in your face a little as player to player and start saying this is our standard, or this is how we do it, or this is not acceptable performance or any action the guys are doing. So again, we'll have some practices. You guys saw us in the spring a little bit. I don't think we practiced. Now, if you would have saw us last year in November practice, you would not said we're practicing like a very, very poor team. And when it came down time to maybe preparation, coaching, and execution, and maybe raw talent, we got to get those things better to get over the hump and win some games.
Coach, getting into your second year of the offense.